You've heard about internet security. You've worried about your kids and internet security and your bank security. But we never really know what to do. We always talk and we never know what to do. So we're going to talk today to an expert in this field. There's a local company called ProTech. Glenn Hurdy is with us today. Glenn, welcome.
Thank you.
Let's talk two things. One is personal, one is commercial.
Sure.
On the personal side, well, let's back up a bit. NASA was hacked.
Yes.
NASA hacked.
Yes, just recently.
Universities were hacked.
Yes.
So I guess my account could be hacked.
Yeah. Everybody is possible to be hacked at any time.
All right. So what are the steps on the personal side?
Okay, on the personal side, obviously, everyone knows that you should have an antivirus. Even though antiviruses are not the be-all, end-all, they can be gotten around. You should still have one and keep it up to date. The second step would be to have a firewall, whether it be something like a router that you buy in the store. Make sure that it has probably web filtering if you have children, to make sure that they keep off of sites that you shouldn't be going to. Step 3 would be make sure that all of your computers are absolutely patched, not only for Windows, but a third-party software like Adobe, like Microsoft Office, like programs like that you would use. A nice little program that I would suggest, it's free of charge. It's called Secunia PSI. It's a great little program that people can install and keep all their programs up to date. It'll tell them when they're out of date, and it'll automatically update it for them. You don't want to click on things that, you just don't want to click on things that are crazy. You see all those pop-up boxes that happen all the time. Read them, really read them, because hackers can actually have those pop-up boxes look real, and as soon as you click on something, your computer's completely compromised.
Not that long ago, I flew to Edmonton.
Yep.
I went on the Edmonton hotel website, wanted to book the room, couldn't book the room. I turned around, came back, and suddenly I could book the room. I booked the room, and I did not realize that I was booking through Expedia.ca.
Okay. A lot of cyber criminals will use ideas and fake sites that look identical to the real sites that you think you should be going to. One thing is, make sure in the top bar that it is green. At least that's the best thing to do, is make sure that it's green, to validate that it is a authentic website and it is secure.
You mean green in color?
Yes, green in color. It'll be right up in the address bar where you type in www whatever. It'll be in Internet Explorer. It'll be the background will be green in the address bar. In Google Chrome, there'll be a little green bar beside it, and same with Firefox.
Now let's talk about those of us who use Macs. Same kind of advice?
Yes, Safari does the same thing, both on your iPads, iPhones, but also on your MacBooks, your iMacs and whatever. It's right in the top bar. It'll be green. Those are secure sites. Not only just look for the lock, because the lock can be faked, but the green is what's called an EV certificate, meaning that they have to go through a lot of rigorous vetting, both through lawyers and everything, to make sure that they get that type of certificate.
I am shocked sometimes, Glenn, when I drive around even my neighborhood, I see unprotected wireless.
Yes, that is an absolute must for people at home. Make sure that they are in WPA mode. Not only keep the wireless protected, but also, just as I said with the computers, patch the routers too. Most people forget about the routers or leave them in default mode. They'll just bring them home, plug them in. Oh, it works great. It is so easy for a cyber criminal to come and bypass that.
Now, what do you mean patch the router?
There's software inside those routers, just like there is on your computer. It's called firmware. But it's just software that's inside the router. You want to keep that updated. Make sure you go to the producer's website, whether it be Linksys or D-Link or Netgear. Go to the site, make sure there's no new upgrades that has to be for firmware.
Very good. Lots of stuff. Now let's talk about the commercial side. My goodness, if NASA can be hacked, I should be a little worried.
Well, yeah, actually every business should be worried. having their customers' information stolen comes to legal litigation, class action lawsuits, everything. We've seen companies that have, completely gone broke quite quickly just because of some credit card information being stolen on their pins.
So what are some of the simple steps? I know there's a lot that you could do, but what are the simple steps on the commercial side?
Well, as I said, on the personal side, firewall is absolutely a must. But what I would do is go with a commercial grade firewall or a professional grade firewall, something that's a little bit stronger, a little bit more robust. It has an IDS IPS, which is an intrusion detection, intrusion prevention system. What it does is it actually looks at every packet that goes across the network and out to the internet and sees if it's malicious or not.
Right. And that's on the commercial side?
That's on the commercial side, yes.
Okay. Now, I would think that some companies think they're really nice and tight. What's your experience when you go out to your calls?
When we do a vulnerability assessment or a penetration test, most CEOs and managers are actually completely astounded when we come back with the results of how unsecure they really are.
And I bet most of these people think they're very tight.
Yeah, actually, most people think, okay, we've got antivirus, we've got a firewall, we're okay, we're protected, and they're really not. And the most thing that we hear is, oh, they don't want our stuff. Who would want our information? We're too small a business, or we're not important enough. But actually, cyber criminals can use you to get to other places. Meaning the attacks on NASA, they want to use your machines to masquerade who they really are. So they use computers like in little companies to masquerade, get personal information, banking information, and they wipe companies out quite quickly.
Glenn, do you do internet banking?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But I am definitely protected. I make sure that I am absolutely secure. I make sure that sites are exactly what they're supposed to be.
I've been told by police internet banking can be actually safer than a debit card.
Yes, actually it can, because of skimmers, little pieces of information that can be done not only in ATM machines, but into those little POS systems that you put your debit cards or credit cards in at a gas station or whatnot. Let's take something like Wendy's, for instance. They give you that little piece of information, or they give you that little POS device when handed out the window if you pay by debit card, and then they walk away. They don't actually pay attention. A cyber criminal could easily put a little skimmer inside that device, and they'd be taking every credit card from then on in.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Do you know if the kids in school are learning any of this?
I'm sure they probably are learning some of it, but I don't think the education system has really put a real note or a real focus on security. I think it's more developing, learning how to be, whether it be a web developer or an app developer if you're going into computer development, and they're not teaching you how to develop things securely.
Are, in your view, Glenn, in Niagara, in Canada, in North America, are most computers at risk right now?
Oh, absolutely. I would say at least we did a poll, a test about 2 months ago where we saw that websites in the Niagara region was 60 some odd % were vulnerable to attack.
Really?
Yes.
Well, keep up that work. This is a new form of detective. So look at your system and look at it critically. Are you really protected? Glenn and his partners know how to do this. Look at your system as soon as you can. I'm glad you watched.